Let's talk about what are other people in your world. What are other people? Which includes your specific person, of course, your SP. So, by the way, if you are new to this type of videos, when I say SP, it means specific person, which is really self-explanatory, meaning a specific person, which most of the time means a romantic interest, but it could be any specific person. So, to start with. And today, even though I already knew I was going to make the video I'm making right now, today I had a client who saw a couple of coaches before me. And she told me that when she discussed her specific person situation, she was told by those coaches that they couldn't help her. And why? Because they were judging her situation or the situation of the SP. Okay, guys, it's not because a coach call themselves a law of assumption coach that they actually know spiritual law, right? And that they actually know who they truly are themselves. So if you come to a coach who call themselves spiritual coach, a manifesting coach, for example, but they judge your situation and then they tell you they can't help you, you know that indeed they're not going to help you because they see their perspective, their awareness is limited. And it's still very limited to this human being, to the person, to the character. And on top of that, so they don't know who they truly are, but on top of that, they don't understand the basics of what this world really is. What is the world that we call the 3D world? So, in the case of this client of mine, they were not able to help her. So, what happens in that case is that instead of the person to be encouraged and to move forward, to remove their limiting beliefs, well, they are even more stuck when they are finished with this type of coaches than before they started. So I'm not in the business of telling anything about other coaches, but the point is, because this is so relevant to my video today, that I had to mention it. So the point being, I'm making this video because if you do need help, you don't have to go for a coach that knows less than you do. And by the way, talking about clients, one of my clients sent me an email a couple of days ago telling me his success story, his SP success story. So maybe my next video or the one after, I'm going to read his email. So you'll see the step by step what happened for him, how he manifested his specific person. But without further ado, let's get in the topic of our video today. What are other people in your world? Well, first off, the average person sees other people as over there in the world, separated from them. And this is why we are in a society full of victims, because they do not understand that their inner world is the real thing and that the outer world is the illusion, the hologram, the matrix, the dream. So they believe that those people out there, they are really doing something to them. They are doing something to them, good or bad. So if it's good, then they're happy. If it's something bad, then they are sad. But it's never them, right? It's never them. It's always other people. So they are over here and there are other people out there completely independent from them. But this is why I wanted to make this video today, to explain to you once and for all that there are no other people in the world. because the only world that exists is you and your inner world. What you create in your inner world based on your assumptions, based on your state of consciousness, based on your identity, based on how much you know about who you truly are, you create that world. And from there, you create other people. So yes, other people are also source of their own awareness themselves. But in your world, they don't have independent will. Other people in your experience don't have independent will. And if, like me, you have reverse engineered your life, meaning you went back and tried to understand how you manifested your life until now, you probably realized that you had a pattern, maybe several patterns. And no matter who appeared in your world, right, in your physical experience, they followed a pattern. And the common denominator of that pattern, who is it? Well, it's you. It's you within. It's you as the inner man, you, right? You are the common denominator. You created patterns in your inner world, and other people, which you believe are separated from you, but they're not. They don't have independent will from you. They had to follow that pattern. And this is how I myself manifested. Let's talk about only romantic relationships, right? I have manifested people that loved me, that wanted me, that were crazy about me, only to neglect me, disrespect me, and dump me because I had this pattern within me. They did not have independent will in my world. So when they were all in love with me, I was responsible. But when they started neglecting me, disrespecting me, and dumping me like an old piece of trash, I was also responsible. And by the way, when we say responsible, we don't mean guilty, right? Because I had one of the members in my group last week who mentioned that she had seen comments under some other videos, not my videos, but under some other videos on other channels, people talking about that they drop this law of assumption, this spiritual law, because they didn't feel that they were responsible for what happened to them. But the thing is, you are. But it doesn't mean you're guilty, like you're guilty and you are going to be put on a trial. Not responsible that way. You are responsible because in your world, whether it's inner world or outer world, there's no one else. It's just you. So, of course, you are responsible, but not guilty in the sense that we are blaming you. Nobody's blaming you. But the point is understanding that nobody has any power in your world because you are. You are the operant power. And this is why nobody else has power, but at the same time, nobody else has responsibility to affect you because they can't. Other people can't affect you because they can only play the game, only play the role you are giving them. Even William Shakespeare said, and we know, we understand when we see his work that this guy knew about spiritual law. And he said that the world is just a stage and that all men and women are mere players having their entrances and exits. Okay, that's exactly right. That's exactly true. That's what people are. You are the director, you are the projector. You are really like the projector of a movie. You are the projector. And from your inner world, you are projecting out your world, and that includes other people. But they are, as Shakespeare said, mere players playing a role, and you are the director. You are giving them the role to play. But obviously, we do that both consciously and unconsciously. So when you think of yourself as not good enough, as not important enough, as not interesting, as not smart enough, as not intelligent enough, that someone else is better than you, and so forth and so on. Well, those other people, and in that case, especially if it's your specific person, that's exactly what they are going to project back onto you. Not because they want to, but because they have to. And they have to because they do not have independent will from you. This is how your dear Sylvian over here, when she was not realizing that she still had a lot of issues within, that she still believed that she wasn't good enough, blah, blah, blah. The whole stories that I had within my inner world. Well, even people who showed me the biggest interest and love ended up being all the same, all the same, all the same, because I gave them that role to play, and they had no choice but to play it. So I could have played the victim, which is what I used to do back in the days, play the victim, and they did that to me, and I didn't deserve it. But that's what I got, right? Because as Neville said, we don't manifest what we want, we manifest what we are. So it didn't mean that you can't manifest what you want, but what he meant is unless what you want matches what you are, then that's when problems arise. So other people are part of your consciousness, they are part of your awareness. So they have no choice but to play the role you give them. This is why, no matter how many times your SP said they don't want you, or how much they insulted you, or whatever happened, that doesn't matter. No more than whatever they said about loving you so much and being crazy about you. It didn't mean anything either. In both cases, what happens in the 3D? So whether your SP insulted you or said you're the most beautiful person on the planet, both, they don't even matter. Why don't they matter? Because you are the one, expressing this from within, and you are hearing it from your specific person. But if you changed, right? If you change your inner being, if you change your identity, if you change something within, whether it's positive or negative, that's going to be also reflected. So this is why we see many, many people having manifested someone who adored them, right? It was all amazing, only to change within a few months, to go from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde. Why? Because something changed in you. You shifted. You shifted state, you shifted identity. You can use whatever word fits your game best. You changed, right? The point is something in you changed. So what happened? Well, your projector changed, right? The projector, which is you, changed the movie, changed the image. So the reflection on the white screen of the world changed. And that reflection in this case was your specific person. So they completely changed to the point that you could not recognize them. But no matter what happened, your specific person, again, doesn't have independent will. So, one thing that I notice a lot of my clients are doing, and if you are watching this, maybe you're doing this as well. Let's say you have some type of contact with your specific person, and they say or do something that's really not good. That's something you really don't want to hear, don't want to see, and they did or said whatever. Don't make a story out of this, like I see many of you do. Don't build up on that story. It doesn't matter what they said or did, but if you make it matter, if you build on that story, then yes, instead of bringing your specific person in the version that you want, you only push them away further. So if whatever happened in your 3D world was not to your liking, drop it. Drop that story because it doesn't belong to you anymore anyway. If you have decided, this is what I want this version of my SP, and I want it to be very clear to manifest the relationship that you want, even if it's with a specific person that you know. You don't have to create a scene. You can if you want. But many people have asked me, do I need to create a scene? Or I don't know what type of scene to create, or any type of question that has to do with scene. You don't have to, right? I never created a scene to manifest my specific person. As I have said many times before, you don't have to create a scene, because the thing is, again, and I've said that before, but I'm going to repeat it here again in case you missed it. Your human character doesn't manifest anything, right? It's not the human character. It's not the person that you believe that you are with a mind and a body that manifest whatsoever. It's I am. It's source, awareness. The manifestation comes from there. The projector, which is awareness, consciousness, I am. Again, different terms to mean the same thing. That's where it appears. That's where it happens. So when you have a desire, it's enough to tell your source, yeah, well, obviously, this is what I want because I desire it. I don't know about you, but I've never desired anything that I don't care about, that I don't want, right? So if I desire it, boom, done in the package. And if you remove all the stumbling blocks that you create as you go with your mind, with your thoughts, with the fact that you believe that you are this person, when you remove all those blocks, all those veils, it's done. It will show up in your physical experience very quickly, very fast. So just wanted to make sure you understand that by all means, if you love to create scenes and you like to bask in it, fine, do it. If it's fun, you should do it. But don't do it as a I have to, as a homework, as a must do, because you believe that unless you do it, then you won't manifest your desire, you won't manifest your person. But that's not true. Just desiring it and moving on with your day, moving on with your life, go on vacation, go on trips, go to work, go take a swim, go watch a movie. And that's enough. Because what delays your manifestation, it's you putting all those little stumbling block in your own way. You have to get out of your own way. That's what really is missing when you feel that it's not happening. It's like you are standing right there in your own way with your mind, right? So just wanted to make sure you understand this. Once you have taken the decision and something happened in the meantime that was not to your liking, while you are seeing it, you don't have to deny it, but don't build on it. Let it go, let it be. The same as I'm teaching you to do about thoughts, right? Thoughts are just objects like clouds in the sky. They come and go, they mean nothing. You don't have to accept them. You don't have to get into them and create a story out of them. You can observe them and say, okay, fine, here they are. But just let them come and go without identifying yourself with those thoughts. It's the same thing when SP does or says something you don't want to hear or see. Okay, they did that, fine. It's over. It's over. It's finished. This is not who I am anymore. They can do and say whatever they want. That belongs to the previous identity, to the other identity. That doesn't belong to who I am today. Because again, your inner world, it's what creates your outer world, right? Your inner game, it's what creates your outer game. So if you pay too much attention to what happened and you build up on that story, well, that becomes your inner game. And that inner game is creating as you speak. So it's going to create more of what you don't want just because instead of letting it be, letting it go, you just paid attention to it, right? And what you focus on expands, right? What you focus on becomes, again, your inner game, and it has to reflect in your outer game. So this is why, while you don't have to deny anything, don't make a big deal out of whatever happened that you don't want. Let it be, let it go, and move on, right? Just do that. Let's say you start watching a show on Netflix. You start watching the first 5 minutes and you realize you don't like it. That happens to me sometimes. I start watching something and I'm like, ah, no, I don't like it. What do I do? What do I do? I just turn it off and move on to the next show, to the next movie, to the next series, right? That's what we do when we don't like something. We move on. Do the same thing when you don't like the story that you are now experiencing with your specific person. Just turn the page, let that go, and move on to the story that you want to experience. And again, where do you experience this? Well, first you decide this is what I want, and then you play that game within, right? In your inner man, you are the person that you want to be. You are in the state that you want to be. You identify yourself with the person who is already married with your SP or in the exact relationship that you want to have with your SP. And that will most definitely show up because it has no choice. Show up in the world of shadows, in the world of illusions. Because remember, you are the open power. You are the dreamer dreaming the dream of life. And just the same as when you are dreaming at night, all the people that appear in your dream, they are created from you. They are created from you. So whether it's someone you know or someone you don't know, they come from you and they are in your dream. But it's the exact same thing in the waking dream. People who appear to be separated from you, they are part of your dream. But in this case, it's the waking dream. And this is why they don't have independent will, because they are going to, exactly like in the sleeping dream, acting according to your inner world. They don't have any independent will in your world. They never will, no matter how they show up. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know in the comments. I love to read and reply to your comments, as you know. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.